impressive performance. When you factor in that he didn't make life easy for himself with the manner in which he raced early doors off the back of that really slackening tempo. He got fierce. He wanted to throw his head around in the run. But once it opened up quite nicely for Lucy and the horse on the corner, he put them away in a matter of strides. It was the win of a horse that can certainly work through his grades here, you'd think, at Kalgoorlie, but it's time to take a look at the feature.
Very exciting times ahead. This is the reason we're here today, the time-honoured Hannans Handicap. This race has been one of the most prestigious races in the Kalgoorlie racing around. The listed $150,000 Tabtouch Hannans Handicap over the 1,400 metres. We'll go straight into things here, Riles. One, Saloon Bar will not be going around, so we move on to the two. The first horse to preview, Fluoro Neuro in the Bellis colours here today. We'll appreciate getting back on top of the ground, no doubt. Grant and Lana Williams, Joey has a party.
Certainly will. There are going to be plenty of punters on course. I already know there are plenty of punters on course that are making a really strong case for Fluoro Neuro here this afternoon. I think you can put a line through his run last start in the Farnley Stakes at Belmont over the 1,400 metres. It was a very heavy track on that occasion, and post-race he was slow to recover and pulled up with a bit of lameness as well. So you can certainly pen that run last start, and the market spat him out off the back of that run last start as well. So you're getting a nice price if you do like him here this afternoon. His runs prior to that would certainly measure up. Ran second in the Newmarket behind Fanta and second behind that same galloper once again in the Idyllic Prince. And you need only go back to last preparation test, and this is a horse that's got Watch Me Rock form and was a bridesmaid to Watch Me Rock largely for most of his runs last campaign. And during the week, Grant Williams hinted that maybe Watch Me Rock is his top seed heading towards the Railway Stakes, which is a pretty good push from someone who certainly knows how to win one. He's versatile, this horse. He can go forward, he can race well from off the speed. He has to be a very live chance at a nice price.
Add it to $11 and $2.60 the place, in fact, there with the Tabtouch market. The three, the next horse to preview, is that winner out of the Farnley Stakes on the heavy 8 and is our Tabtouch favourite. $3.10 into $2.70. Cool memory for Darren McAuliffe and Brad Parnham.
He's broke hearts back to back at his latest couple of runs. Was a winner in 66 plus company 2 starts ago. Then last start stepped into listed company in the Farnley over 1,400 metres. Was able to find the front pretty softly in those heavy conditions and really kicked away with a bit of authority over the concluding stages. Has done his best work traditionally on these rain-affected tracks, so back onto a dry deck today. I think that might just bring him back to the pack a little bit, and that race last start, that win last start, has produced Rockanori to win pretty impressively in the Nicopolis Stakes since, so it hasn't been a bad form producing race. I just think in a field of this depth, given he is onto a dry surface today, the $3 is a bit under the odds for mine with this horse, but no doubting that he should get things pretty cheaply in front once again. There isn't a great deal of speed in this race.
As mentioned, $2.70 currently on the fixed odds with Tabtouch. Rockanori is the 4, another last start winner in the Nicopolis, which was 19 days ago. Kristen Michael Gangemi, Jordan Turner.
I love that win last start, back to 1,200 metres. He's clearly humming again, Rockanori. That was close to career best for mine. I thought it was outstanding the manner in which he was able to just peel off heels, let down and run past a good horse in Final Siren over the concluding stages. He was no match for Cool Memory on a heavy track to start prior to that, but I don't think he was entirely suited by the conditions on that day and was able to get back onto that soft 5 there last start and really show his best. I think a dry track suits him better this afternoon. He should be able to sit handy enough from that low draw as well in Barrier 2. I think he's another live winning chance here at big odds.
The 5 is Fast Flicker. We did speak to Tony Shashkari early on today. He is very happy with how she's travelled up here today. Stevie Parnham aboard.
See no reason why he shouldn't be. She was terrific last start in that Nicopolis Stakes behind Rockanori. Didn't think there was a great deal between their runs, but she got a long way back on that occasion from a wide draw and really hit the line nicely over the concluding stages. Suggested to me that maybe she's looking for 1,400. The last time she raced over this distance, she was the winner of the Easing Wold. You go back to December of last year. This is a horse that ran second, beaten half a length by the Boss Lady in a Boxing Day dash there at Pinjarra. She's got form around Bonjoy. She was beaten by Fanta in a Newmarket at 1,200 metres, but she was wide throughout there as well. So she has had some excuses at stages this campaign. As Tony touched upon with you, Tess, the barrier hurts her chances here today, but she's versatile. She's a winner. She's got a terrific record, as we know, and with the right run, she's likely to be in the finish.
The 6 is Captain Chaos, has been racing very consistently. However, the win spell, 1,209 days. Hoping today can be the day. $14 chance, Peter Giordesco and Troy Turner.
It has been a while between drinks for this horse, but he has been able to wind back the clock this preparation. Peter Giordesco has done a terrific job with him. Do think that he has been really lapping up these rain-affected surfaces that he has been racing on, so back onto a good track today might be against him, as is the drop back to 1,400 metres at this stage of the preparation. but he's a marvel all the same, and no surprise to see him run well again.
The 7 Coley is scratched for another day here, so we now move on to the 8 Multinational. Just spoke to Neville Parnham pre-race, the last race here. He is very happy with how he's travelled here and hopefully can lob quite nicely and comfortable in transit. Laqdar Ramoly aboard.
It's been a bit disappointing for mine, Tess, in his 2 runs back this preparation, and those were both in his favoured conditions on rain-affected surfaces as well. So you have to put a real question mark on him in terms of how he has come back this time in. He's been given a little let up, 47 days between runs, getting to the Hannans here today. Has drawn outside the other speed in the race as well. I think it's still likely that he should work across to the breeze and sit outside your likely leader in running in cool memory, but off his 2 runs back this time in, hard to make a genuine case.
The 9 rushing to the bar is second up here today, is a second up winner, 26 days between runs, was on a heavy 8 last start, so almost rule a line through that as suggested by jockey Chris Parnham. Luke Fernie trains.
Certainly can. Didn't handle the conditions on return in the finally on that heavy track. As we know, his best is very good. He's got Bonjoy form from earlier in the year. Ran second to that galloper in the Australia Day Trophy and also over the Ascot Mile, beaten a length there as well back in February of this year. Do you think the draw hurts his chances? He's likely to end up a long way back in running as a result. But getting back onto a dry surface here today at Kalgoorlie is certainly a big positive for him.
The next 2 gallopers, both locally trained by Peter Fernie. The 10 Secret Attire absolutely loves this track and distance as well. Holly Watson aboard.
She's flying, but this is certainly her toughest test to date, this preparation. She was the winner of the Kalgoorlie Sprint last start. She was able to nail Secret Attraction on the line, but she's 7 kilos worse off to that galloper here under the conditions of this race. I just think this might be a bridge too far for her, but all the same, with her up here at Kalgoorlie, they've done a terrific job.
Another galloper, terrific track form here. 5 starts, 3 wins and 2 seconds. Secret Attraction. You're on top of Riley, currently $3.70 with a Tabtouch market. Pete Fernie, Lucy Fiore.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing her step out here, Secret Attraction. I thought she was huge under the weight on return, under the 61 kilos in the Kalgoorlie Sprint. She drops down to the 54 kilos here, second run back for the campaign. She's drawn beautifully in barrier 3. I thought she'd lob close enough to 1 out, 1 back in running. Lucy Fiore sticks, and you go through her prior form around horses, the likes of Generosity and Bonjoy. Generosity, as we know, now racing very well in some of their better sprint races over in Sydney, and Bonjoy could be a genuine railway stakes chance a little bit later on this year as well. Her run at Ascot went wide on a hot tempo. You go back to October of 2024 and that just shows how good she is when she's right, and off her return run in that Kalgoorlie Sprint, I think she's back to her best. So this does look a nice race for her to show her best, and she's my on topper for a reason.
A minute and a half remaining until the scheduled start time, and for punters to get their bets on here, as we can see on screen, it's a fantastic day here at the KBRC. We've got Sweet Caroline playing very loudly behind us, and the patrons all making their way out on course. Cool Memory, our favourite, Darren McAuliffe. Brad Parnham was the winner of the Farnley Stakes in the heavy 8 conditions last start 26 days ago. Now currently $3.10 on the drift, was $2.70 on opening of our preview. Secret Attraction, you're on top of Riley, locally trained and owned, $3.70. Fast Flicker, $6, and double figures, Fluoro Neuro, $11. Better the rest. How do we order the 4 in our feature?
Not a vintage edition of the Hannans test, but an intriguing edition all the same. 11, 3, 4 and 5. You could make a genuine case for a number of these, but 11 Secret Attraction on top for me with that weight drop off a huge run on return. Second run back. Love the map for her here today. From the 3, Cool Memory, who I do think is under the odds, but he's flying and looks your likely leader without a great deal of pressure here once again this afternoon. The 4, Rockanori, love the strength of his win last start. I think he's back to something near his best, and the 5, Fast Flicker in for 4th. 11, 3, 4 and 5 ahead of the feature here, the Hannans Handicap.
11, 3, 4 and 5 for Riley Morgan ahead of the Tabtouch Hannans Handicap, the listed $150,000 feature. 11 on top, Secret Attraction, currently $3.60. Peter Fernie, Lucy Fiore will hand you up now to Darren McAuliffe to call us home.
Thank you, Tess, as Fluoro Neuro prepares to complete the line. On this course of history, the Hannans Handicap, steeped in fabulous tradition. Cool Memory will run favourite here in this 2025 edition of it. The red lights blink on top of the gates. In walks Fluoro Neuro. They stand. Racing in the Hannans. And getting away brilliantly wide out, Multinational won the start from Cool Memory. Rockanori jumped quickly, so did Fast Flicker, but Multinational has early speed to burn. He's making a beeline for the rail. Multinational settles down in front of Cool Memory. Rockanori third. Then Fast Flicker going forward from Secret Attraction. A length and a half, Fluoro Neuro, then Secret Attire back near the inside. Captain Chaos dropping back and likewise rushing to the bar. Multinational led them. At the 850, they're about to leave the back and march out to Charles Street. Multinational cruising along from the favourite Cool Memory. Then came Fast Flicker just a little wide. Over on the rails then Rockanori going up in the middle. Secret Attraction. A length behind those then Fluoro Neuro. They've started to really pack up behind the leader Multinational here at the 500. Captain Chaos is back in between horses. Secret Attire down near the inside and the old fellow Captain Chaos is back there with Russian to the bar. Nearing the corner now, they straighten up. Multinational's the leader, snuck away by two here on Cool Memory. Rockanori, followed then by Secret Attraction. At the head of the others, Fast Flicker, Russian to the bar, further back running on. Multinational in front though with 150 to go from Cool Memory. Then over on the inside behind those, Rockanori, Secret Attraction coming through. Multinational's run off the track, or did he hold on? He drifted right off the track. Multinational, Secret Attraction burst through, dived at him and has made it very close. It's either Multinational or Secret Attraction from Cool Memory. Captain Chaos rushing to the bar. In behind them, Secret Attire, Fluoro Neuro, Rockanori weakening over the final stages, and Fast Flicker amongst the last of them in. Deceptive finish. It's probably held on Multinational. Secret Attraction bursting through, drifting off the track, but it'll hold on all right. Multinational, number 8. Number 8, Multinational for the Neville Parnham stable, and ridden by Laqdar Ramoly, giving Laqdar his first win in the Hannans Handicap. And he has done it all of the way, beating Secret Attraction, Lucy Fiore, Cool Memory, Brad Parnham third. Fourth is number 6, Captain Chaos. And they've run 1:23.49 for the 1400. He hung like a wisdom tooth in the straight. Multinational drifting right under enormous pressure after leading. He did get a nice, cheap, easy time of it through the middle stages before quickening coming off the corner. Secret Attraction took at least 100 to really build and get into overdrive and was cutting the margin down. They were so wide apart with the drift of Multinational, but he has held on to win it and takes out the Hannans again for Neville Parnham, who last won it with Royal Rada back there in 2:16. He'd been successful with Slide Away way back in the early 2000s as well. May have even trained a horse called Tool Time, I'm not sure, but I'll have a look back at the history books. But he's done it again this afternoon, the Hall of Famer, with Multinational by Zoo Star from French Pen. For Nev and Carolyn Parnham, Bob Pearson, Santo Walliardo and also Billy Biggs, and that'll give Bill a real boost at the moment too. Multinational wins his 9th race, and one of his most significant here today, of course, in this Hannans Handicap. Over 11, Secret Attraction by Savabeel for the Peter Fernie stable, ridden by Lucy Fiore, and Cool Memory by Impending from Faux Shizzle, Brad Parnham for the Darren McAuliffe yard. Well, it was a great finish. Certainly had plenty of theatre, with the eventual winner drifting off the track, hung right to the outside rail, but has held on to win narrowly in this edition of the Hannans. Well, we go to the last of the day, the Spud Shed Kalgoorlie Handicap. Number 4, Pirates Alley, is a late scratching. 9, Mystical Wisdom comes out as well. Alex Hearn rides 12, Call Time. Let's take you down to the excitement of the mounting yard there. Neville Parnham's won another Hannans Handicap, and no doubt he'll be down there with Tess Daly.
Thanks, Darren. Yes, Neville Parnham adds another Hannans to his very prestigious resume here. Nifty, talk to me about the run in transit. Led all the way, and then in straightening looked to let everything else almost have an opportunity, but was too good and held on.
Yeah, look, he can do that on odd occasions. He can sort of drift off a little bit. Doesn't get around corners that well, and that's why Ascot's a bit tricky for him. But you know, it's a bit of a tight corner here as they run down the side, and then they go pretty well full pace into the corner. So it wasn't any surprise that he did that. Unfortunately enough, he didn't cause any havoc with it. But that was a good win. I thought I had him right. I brought him here last year. He ran last and pulled up lame in a foot, and I just thought I'd just give him a couple of easy weeks after his last run and had him for this race, and it worked out really great. Yeah.
You know how to train a winner here, especially on Hannans Day. 9 years ago you were able to take out this race as well, but today Laqdar Ramoly, he gets his first ever Hannans as well, so that must mean a lot being an apprentice to you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like he's a great bloke, and he deserves the success, and I'm happy to get a feature race for him. I've won it. This is the third time I've won it. I won it 25 years ago. We're only talking about it the other last week, and with Slide Away, and he went on and ran third in a fruit and veg race, and then fourth in the railway. But great for Lucky. It was a good effort. Yeah.
And great for the connections as well. You'd have some connections on course, no doubt.
Only Santo today, yeah. Billy Biggs just rang me. He's a former local, and he was very excited about the win. But Santo and I will celebrate. Yeah.
Just touching on very quickly, we will relish this moment, but we've got the Golden Saddle as well, the first ever slot race here. $1 million up for grabs on Saturday. How's Snowdome?
Gee, he trialled terrific on Tuesday. That was the intention, to sort of give him a nice little gallop. Brad rode him for me, and he obviously had a commitment to Magnificent Andy, who's favourite, and but he did come back and give some positive feedback on the horse. So if he handles the track, and he's already here, so we thought we'd bring him up a bit early and give him a bit of a settling in period, and he'll run a bold race.
Congratulations here. Best of luck Saturday. Go enjoy the Hannans win here.
Terrific, thanks.
There's Neville Parnham, and we'll grab a word. Riley Morgan is over with Laqdar Ramoly now.
Thanks, Tess. Well, the King of Geraldton yesterday at their opening meeting now becomes the King of Kalgoorlie for a day. Laqdar, congratulations on the win. Was there any thought you could come here today and do that and take out a Hannans handicap?
Yeah, we always had hope, because this horse, when he's on his best, he's a very tryer. He will try his guts out. And today I thought I would be out of the leader, but I end up leading, controls the pace, and he gave me a good kick up the straight. He was a bit tired the last 50 meters, hanging out, but yeah, he just have a big heart and good training performance by the boss always. He had 3 horses today here, 2 ran second and 1 and there's a great team behind this. All the truck riders, apprentices, it's the girls' horses. They ride the horse, so yeah, credit to them. Just happy to have the seat, and the boss trusts me and keep giving me rides even I'm a senior jockey now.
What was going through your head late in the race when he really started to hang badly over the final 150 metres?
Yeah, he was hanging out, but he was still making ground, so I was not worried, and I knew there was no one behind me, so I would be on their way. So I just had to keep riding, and hopefully the line was coming on my side.
Lucky, you do a lot of work for Neville, particularly behind the scenes, and may not always get the pick of the rides. I'm sure that makes a result like this all the more meaningful.
Nah, I'm grateful for the opportunity I'm getting, because boss been supporting me since day one. When no one knew about me, he still put me on, and he was the one putting me on all big races when he have the opportunity. Put me riding his good horses like Zip Away and everything, and I'm very grateful for this and the opportunity I get, and he keeps putting me on, and I've learned a lot from him, so it's good to win big races for him.
Well said, Lucky. You know, a Hannans handicap winner. You go enjoy it. Well done.
Thank you.
There's Laqdar Ramoly combining with his old boss in Neville Parnham. Multinational takes out the 2025 Tabtouch Hannans Handicap. The listed race here on the time-honoured Hannans Day over the 1400 metres. Numbers from our feature: 8, 11, 3 and 6. 1 to come on Hannans Day.
They stand.